This is Random Urban Memories, brought to you by The Rum Boys. You've seen, heard, or felt it on the streets. Well, we're here to talk about it.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, and there you go. This is it.
And the Ram Boys. Fuck, I even forgot how we are called.
It's been
was
so
so
long.
long,
It's been
actually.
so long, man.
The Ram Boys are back. And it's 2018. The last time I've seen Shane, it was 2017. He's been younger. He didn't have that beard. Neither I did. He went to Las Vegas.
That's
seen
true.
Some titties.
Damn.
So, how have you been?
Good. I have been good. Busy. Had a busy Christmas.
We haven't seen each other actually for like 3 months.
Yeah,
Good
like
3
not,
months,
not
3
even
months.
not even in the background. just to explain the absence a little bit, even though I had posted about it before. We have been quite busy, especially you with your master's work. So that throws some of your weekends out of the bounds. Whereas I'm
Plus, I
available
was
most
sick.
weekends. You were very sick for quite some time
Very sick.
over Christmas. Then I had to take 2 weeks out of Christmas. And it's not making excuses, but those are very valid reasons that we couldn't meet. And as for Katrina, same story as well, because she works in the hotel industry. Most of her weekends are gone. So trying to get those 3 things navigated, it's incredibly difficult.
Yeah. And life
Incredibly
happens.
different.
Life,
And
life happens, so
exactly.
we just,
But we tried our best anyway. But we managed.
I'm not a YouTuber, so,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a
Well,
podcaster, and like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
well, we are our own bosses, so we can say in this.
Well, we can-
in this case, we are our own bosses, so we can say, okay, well, when are we going to actually record?
Well,
you
we
know,
can
so
record whenever we want.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so,
But yeah, we are aware of the fact that we should have, or we try our best to record and meet whenever we can. But
plus, luckily enough, we don't have that many fans yet that they would be able to try to direct our lives into like.
thanks, family and friends.
Yeah. Thanks for all the likes, Grandma.
Yeah.
Thanks for supporting my Instagram
Yeah.
account.
So yeah, now we are aware, obviously, that consistency is key, but it is quite difficult. Until all of a sudden, if you ever did make so much money that you can take the time out to do it and afford to do so, but as this is a hobby for us at the moment, it's not like we can just simply
Yeah, I think
cancel other things.
I keep kind of like thinking about like how people manage to make content all the time, because it's just like for us it's easy, right? Because we don't see each other for like some time, and then suddenly we are like, okay, well let's record. So like there's stuff happening. But if someone is constantly trying to push content out every day or every second day, it must be hard to do it. You know, like it's a lot of creativity, and like I don't know how many people do they have around, and like how does it work? But to keep the quality and the content on a high level must be very, very difficult.
To be one of the big ones? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, just like any other business, I guess. You got to plan ahead, a month ahead. You got to know, you got to have backup footage or recordings, whatever it is, whether it's podcasting.
You have to be in it also.
And yeah,
Deep.
you got to be real deep, yeah. You got to be super, super deep.
Yeah.
So
what happened on your side? While did we talk about Las Vegas on the podcast? Probably not.
no, we were about to go.
Oh yeah, because me and Katrina spoke about US a bit, but then
Exactly, because I hadn't gone then on the honeymoon yet.
Yeah.
So
So tell us a bit about it.
okay, well I'll give you a very quick
You have it written down.
Nearly.
Do you have it in country lyrics? Should I?
Do you know what? Believe it or not, I actually wrote notes while I was there, so I can remember things to think about.
I was in Vegas on the Sunset Strip, and one dude asked me for him to strip. I said no.
Yeah.
I said no, dude. I am married. And this my honeymoon. This is valid.
Okay, I'm really sorry, but you know what? I'm actually not joking. Sorry, folks, for the ones listening. I was trying to find the notes that I wrote because so much has happened in Las Vegas. Some crazy shit went down. It was like just the hilarity of it and just the craziness of it. I actually every day sat there like an idiot taking notes, so I will remember it. But I can't find the notes on this right now, because But like we said before, we will be doing a US special, I think, where we're going to actually put all three of us together and give our full experiences of the US. But I'll give you a quick rundown anyway. It was amazing. Shot some guns. We got to meet Penn and Teller. We went to a Cirque du Soleil show, the Michael Jackson one. Amazing.
Michael Jackson. Man. Wait. Michael Jackson and Cirque du Soleil together.
Well, they do the songs and dance routines.
Oh, yeah.
For Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And they wrap it in a little story with the back catalogue of his music.
Cool.
Amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. It was mind-blowing. Very good.
Is it on DVD or? Like, I know that sometimes
I don't think you can see. Sometimes they bring out stuff. Yeah. I'm sure you can see stuff on YouTube or whatever.
It's cool.
Very good. Very enjoyable. Very amazing. Yeah, like I said, we shot some guns. Then we went to see Pawn Stars. We met
Porn Stars.
Pawn Stars. Probably met Porn Stars and didn't even know.
Yeah.
We met Chum Lee from the Pawn Stars, one of the characters in the show.
You took a picture with him, no?
Yes, I did. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just plenty of other things. Yeah, just ate proper American stuff.
And how was the shop? What was in the shop? Like, was it?
It's surprisingly small.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when it gets to like it's smaller than you think in the shop. But a lot of the items that you've seen on the show are actually on display, which is amazing.
And how were the prices?
Kind of what you'd expect, you know.
High,
like it just really depends what you're looking for. I was talking to a lady there who works there, just about coins and that kind of stuff. You know, like what would be a good coin? What kind of coins would be good to get into? It's not as expensive as you think, but she was explaining it's quite difficult to go up and down. I mean, you have some of the samurai swords that are worth like tens of thousands of dollars. Or you can get like kind of knick-knack kind of stuff as well. You know, you get some bits and bobs for a couple of dollars kind of thing. We then went out to the Sports Authenticator guy, which is really cool. I have his signatures and all that kind of stuff around. So he was explaining about you know, what he does in his job and how he's on the show and what he does to authenticate things and when it can go wrong. But it's very interesting stuff. So we did the whole tour. We went to Shark Tank. That show, you know, the way like super mega rich people build ridiculous pools or fish things or whatever. So then we went out to the warehouse there. But oddly enough,
hang on,
it's called Shark Tank. Yeah.
What is it about?
Basically, like a restaurant owner or multimillionaire will go in and he's like, right, I want the biggest tank, like aquarium, basically.
Yeah.
I want the biggest aquarium. I want it to be the size of a house, and I want it to have 3 divers in it, literally living in it, and I want to have 3 whales.
And there's a show.
Yeah, it's one of those Discovery shows. You know those ridiculous or History Channel shows.
Okay.
But it's just not like those 20-minute segment shows, and then so off they go and build a Shark Tank or aquarium or whatever of their choosing.
That's crazy.
So we went out to that. Rick's Restorations, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so
Rick's Restoration, because they're all kind of like all the History Channel guys
that come into the Pawn Stars shops, exactly.
Yeah.
And because a lot of the fact is because of Pawn Stars that they got their own shows. So we saw Rick and all just working in the background. It was good fun. It was good fun.
Gotcha.
And I went around. Gambling went down pants big time because the first time we went. We were playing craps and we were only playing it for about 20 minutes or so, and we were up 800. Like we'd only been betting like, I don't know, $20 each if even, but we ended up walking out with $800.
Yeah.
Half an hour later, I was waiting for a drink at a slot machine. I win $100. So we were up nearly $900, which paid for a lot till we went clubbing, and then it was gone the first time around. But this time around, we were like, we were ready to play. We knew about craps, we knew about the tables and whatever. Yeah, that went down pants, man.
Yeah.
The dice were against us. That's truly gambling. It was just like, all right, cool. We get 50 each in chips, whatever. Start putting them down. Gone. Gone. It was just terrible. So we went to another table because like the juju was bad on one of them.
Yeah.
Went to the next one. I started betting a bit more. I was like, "Yay, won a little bit, woo!" Gone, and it was just totally not worth it.
I can't get
So on one of them, like Fiona, my wife, kept throwing threes right at the wrong time. So this is not meant to like. It was completely pants. So the dealer even turns around and he goes, "You know what you should do? You've been throwing so many threes all evening. You should go to a roulette table and put it on three. Maybe that'll bring you some luck." We didn't think much of it, so we were like, and this is insane. We walked away from the crap tables, got a couple of drinks, I don't know, ate or whatever it was. We then went over to a roulette table, and there was one dude there with his girlfriend hanging off him, and he had a lot of blue chips just spread. He had a full spread across the table everywhere. And he had a whole bunch in front of him, so I don't know, very intently. He must have been there for hours, man, as they do over there. And so Fiona just barges in. We're probably both drunk as skunks. She just simply took her money, whatever she had left in chips from the previous tables, what little there was left, and just banged them on three. Not on a spread, not on anything, just exactly on three.
Yeah.
The people were looking at us. They were like, "Okay, that's a bit odd. Like, don't you spread your bets or whatever, or don't black or white?" No, specifically three. The ball was rolling, and lo and behold, I ain't kidding you, it landed on three.
Yeah.
And I think we won like $160 or something like that. Not mega amounts, but the statistical probability of it actually landing on three when we wanted it to land on three, after your man had said put it on three, it was insane. And everyone was like, "Yeah, what?" I was mathematically sitting there. My brain was hurting, and I was like, "Fiona, you don't understand how impossible this actually is. No one's going to believe us."
Like
Yeah, it was some limitless shit, you know. And then Fiona was like, "Oh, we won. That's amazing," because he told us. And I was like, "Fiona, you don't understand. This is crazy. This is doesn't happen like that."
Yeah.
So it was those kind of stories. Yeah, it was good. It was very, very good. We partied hard. Pretended like we're 20 again. Totally regret that one of the days. Ugh, that was. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that shit anymore. Man.
Yeah,
That's
and where
way
did
too
you
much.
stay?
We stayed in the MGM Grand, but in the towers behind it, in the residence towers behind it. They're like kind of little bit like self catering apartments kind of thing, or you have the ability to self cater if you want to.
Gotcha.
But there's still housekeeping and all that kind of stuff.
How much is the like if you go to a buffet there? Like how much is that?
Well, as you can imagine, when we talk buffets, like we're talking about maybe $17, and it's really all you can eat. Like, I mean, well, what's $17? In and around 15 to 17 euro.
Yeah.
Something that you pay for a main course here.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, there you can really stuff your face.
Yeah.
Like your eyes are really bigger than your stomach, you know. So, but having known this, like but you had some weird mixes. I had chicken wings with guacamole, some sushi. You know,
go
they're
crazy,
random.
yeah.
There's no sense, rhyme or reason to the whole thing. So we just banged everything on.
Yeah, like when you go for something, you don't just go like, I'm just gonna have like
Mexican
chicken
or
yeah,
exactly by theme.
chicken and potatoes today. No,
Nope.
You just go like, sushi. Let me get some stir fry on that. Can I have the Szechuan Chinese fries and
German sausages.
what about some waffles?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna put some salsa on my sushi.
Sushi salsa.
So yeah, that was good. Yeah, but all in all, amazing, good trip, memorable trip.
How long did you guys take?
We were
How long
there
did we-
for 8 days in total, but 2 of those were traveling.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
very good.
But still,
Very good
I mean,
honeymoon.
You know, it's a good weather. It's pretty,
God, it makes such a
you
difference.
see a
to
lot of
yeah,
stuff,
Exactly. You see a lot of crazy.
Did you guys
people?
fly from Dublin to Vegas or
We
directly? or was it, or-
flew Dublin, London, Vegas.
Oh,
and the
right,
same way
right.
We did have one weird incident though. We were in the Golden Nugget, one of the older hotels, and walking down the street on Fremont Street. You know, there was at some stage, like, you know, this is how crazy Vegas is, or just as open as Vegas is. We're just walking down the street, and there was it was Halloween. It was around Halloween, so there was just a girl with her breasts hanging out, and she was body painting herself, getting ready for the evening. So I was like, oh, okay, why not? So we went into the Golden Nugget, and we wanted to go to a steakhouse, but we saw how ridiculous it was. So we sat down on the slot machine to wait for our free drinks, and some lady from Tennessee, I think, she came over, like nice friendly old lady. Like we were putting in squeezing in dollars, yeah, and she just came in and literally put in $300 in the machine to start off with. We're like, oh, okay. So she sat down. She goes, how you doing, guys? So we're like, oh, hey, how are you? You know, typical the Irish way of saying things. And then she turns around. She goes, so where are you guys from? We're like, Ireland. Oh, Ireland. That's nice. Ireland. Is it nice? And we're like, yeah, it's very lovely. Yeah, thanks. But this is where it got weird. She turns around. She goes, is it safe? We're like, what? As a you're, I don't know, like as living in Ireland, that's not something. It's not a, I don't know, a standard thing that I formulated a response for. And I said, yeah. What do you mean?
Americans always ask this when they have like so much criminality there. Also, like,
yeah.
I mean, we could ask you.
Yeah, exactly. And then she turns around, and then I said, yeah, it's safe. Why do you ask? And she goes, do you guys have ISIS? And I was like,
wait, if you have what?
ISIS.
Oh, ISIS.
Yeah. Do you guys have? What did it? Sorry, said like
ISIS.
Yeah. She turns around. She was like, "Do you guys have ISIS?"
Oh, my wife has one.
Well, there you go. And then I was like, "No, we don't." And she goes, "Well, I want to move to Ireland." But that was the end of the conversation. I was like, "Do you know what? You have probably never even probably seen an Arab in your life. Yeah, this whole." Fear level, unbelievable. Like literally, probably really never seen an Arab in her life. What a weird thing to ask.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was just an odd one.
Do you guys
But
have asses?
do you guys have asses?
I got fake asses.
That's how we roll.
Wait, what asses do you mean? Fake asses are like Brazilian asses?
Pow pow.
I was just asking. Oh, if someone would tell me something like that, I would be like, what the
What are you talking about? So yeah,
Still sounds weird.
that sums up my my Las Vegas trip. But you know, we'll go into detail with it the next time on the American trip because I got a lot of pictures. I got random videos. Oh, it's good fun.
Yeah. But you went to the shooting range. So tell us about it a bit. Is it my mic? See, now it sounds better now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Turn the gain down a little bit.
Asses. Tennessee.
Is it safe?
Tennessee.
Is it safe?
Ireland.
Is it safe?
Ireland.
Good. That's the next hit.
was a mic check.
Yeah, we went to a shooting range. Yeah, my wife shot a silenced MP5.
You're going to say you shot the owner or something.
We shot at the gun range.
She shot the owner, and that was it. Like, she used the silencer though.
Yeah, there was a silenced MP5, and she shot a Glock 17.
Silence.
And what did I shoot? And I shot a.
Singing mode today.
Yeah, you really are actually. Damn.
And I didn't even drink anything. That's the thing. Probably because of it.
Probably, yeah. Your normality is coming back.
Yeah, I'm hydrating finally.
Yeah, super hydrated.
Hydrate.
Yeah, but that was good. I saw a minigun being shot beside us. You know the mini gun, Gatling gun.
What do you mean? Oh, the
Yeah, the
Those ones,
rotating
yeah.
one. The unbelievable. Like usually attached it to planes and stuff. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
like, the only time I seen it was in Call of Duty, and there was it.
Yeah. So
You know, when you hear in the background of Call of Duty, Americana, and it's
So yeah. But what we have been noticing in recent times is, and I had posted a video about it as well, this whole false news, fake news kind of thing. Okay, there's fake news is a little bit different, and it isn't as much or prevalent in Ireland in that sense, but more so in Germany and mainland Europe and especially America then kind of thing. But the false news thing is, it's really, really annoying recently. Like, 'cause social media is an absolute cesspit at the moment. I think Joe Rogan mentions it on his shows as well. Like this has now exploded only in the last couple of years, and I mean really only in the last couple of years. That this is actually a form of not only a communication tool, but an actual hangout, an actual. People spend their lives on it now at this stage.
Yeah.
But we are, as a Western civilization, I don't think we're capable yet of dealing with that form of communication. And I agree with that point, because unfortunately, I mean, yeah, freedom of speech, that kind of thing is like everyone has a right to voice their opinion, but now every village idiot has a platform, you know, and this is now creating the famous echo chambers or whatever, and with this whole false news thing. And what people aren't doing at all is actually checking something out, just simply for 1 second doing a bit of research on it to see if that information that they're spreading is true or false. Recently enough, I had something on Facebook that somebody had posted in regards to if somebody is having a stroke, and I just checked it because it seemed fairly dubious. Yep. And the problem is, you know how quickly and virally this information spreads, because it's well intentioned, yeah? But as a matter of fact, whatever was described can actually exacerbate or actually kill somebody, or it can exacerbate the stroke. So my point is, it's, if you believe something, go ahead, there's no one stopping you. But if you post false information that can be of detriment to somebody else or a detriment to yourself, such as these flight giveaways, just the website address should tell you all about it. If you have a little bit of knowledge of how websites work or whatever, just even that 2 seconds of checking even on Google to see if this is actually real. Because when has Ryanair or Lufthansa or any of them ever given away free flights?
No.
Unless it's a radio station giving away those flights, but the airline has been paid already. They never do that, but people just blindly share stuff without even giving, I don't know, background links, sources, references, whatever it is.
But they don't see this because, like, they get those ads and everything is set up in a way that it's basically to create to get the easy to click person to click on it, right? Because it shows, you want to see this, click here, and there's like a shiny button, so nobody's going to look into the address. That's why you have all of the, like, when I gave my dad the first tablet, all of the stuff was just on it, like it just completely like crashed because he was just just
clicking
started
everything.
to click everything that it's okay, just okay, just to get the app running. But you have 3 other apps that are installed together with it, so it's just people don't realize it. And I don't think that they do it intentionally.
That's what I'm saying.
Like they don't want to do it intentionally, but they do it because yes, it's shiny, but also they think that there will be some result from it. So they're like, oh yeah, well, luck. It might be me.
And do you know what? No one contradicts each other either. Have you noticed that? Like, for example, I share the free flight giveaway. You go below it and like it because you're like, oh, cool, free flight giveaway. Then you share it.
Yeah.
But along this chain of millions of people, sometimes nobody bothered and checks it because free flight giveaway, so they like it. So nobody is going to go and contradict it. Same with the whole.
But you can report the.
You can report it's spam, but I don't know how far that goes. Yeah.
But I think if you do that, then someone should check it. No.
Yeah. Well, you've got 2 billion users, each posting 5 things every day, and you only have 1,000 fact checkers or whatever, so, or curators or whatever it is. So yeah, that's the whole point. And it's the same with, like, things like, how to prevent a heart attack by, I don't know, fucking rubbing ginger on your feet or some bullshit. Yeah, it's well intentioned, it sounds nice. Yeah, I mean, there's worse out there.
Do you know what they said in Slovakia one time, that if there will be ever a nuclear attack, start to like spread mustard on the roof of your house. It's like, who the fuck is going to get, like,
who has that much mustard?
People started to buy so much fucking mustard. It must have been the mustard industry coming up with this shit. Because
the mustard,
like,
big mustard.
I think there was like something like I don't know what it was exactly. I think that there was like a risk of something happening. Yeah. It was like many years ago, and someone in eastern Slovakia said, it's like, listen, what you should do is just put some, huh?
Keep rolling.
Put some freaking mustard on the thing, and then it's just freaking crazy.
Okay, sorry for that interruption. We are back.
You saying thought that we are live, so we
Yeah,
didn't
sorry,
want to
we
stop
were-
it, and I was talking to myself here.
We
If
were
peop-
we
if
were actually
anybody's-
going
if
to
any-
go.
If I was like, if we are fucking live and people are looking at me, trying to talk now for like 2 minutes until you pee, I'll be like, and like people from work see this, they'll be like, Jesus Christ, on Saturday evening, like he must be fucking, like he looks lonely, but if that he's
Seriously? He's
this,
talking about mustard.
but he's this kind of lonely.
Yep. So
They will be definitely doing the disappointed mother face.
so yeah, this is an appeal to all of you out there.
spread
Literally,
mustard on your roof.
don't. Yeah, be careful with the fucking mustard. Yeah, eat some whole grain mustard. By the way, do you know that?
I don't know whether they were specific. I think that they just said mustard.
Just
I
mustard.
don't. It was any
Where
kind
does
of
this
mustard.
stuff come from? I have no idea.
Well, mustard had some. I don't know. Like it's. Well, try to spread some mustard on you and see. It might help you. I don't know. Have you tried it? So how can you?
Oh,
judge,
do you know what I do? I
How
have,
can you judge Eastern Slovakian people?
unless I rub some mustard, which I have in the fridge, and run
Exactly.
through
Try it.
the
See,
run through
you might
Fukushima
feel,
or something.
you might really feel protected.
Yeah, maybe,
You know?
maybe.
After a week going into work, they'll be like,
What the fuck is wrong?
nobody's
with
going to talk to you, so you will feel protected. There'll be no sex either. so it'll be like,
you? It'll
or
just
that wouldn't happen anyway. Even
mustard
without-
mustard related loneliness, man. So yeah, guys, this kind of mustard thing is what we're talking about. Yeah, just check the things that you actually post. Please do. If it sounds too good to be true, most likely it is. That's rule number one. But some of this information can actually be very, very harmful, especially when it comes from sites like Natural News, David Wolf, Avocado, that clown. Those kind of things. Just check them first and just fact check them.
Who? David Wolf, Avocado. Who is this?
He's the guy that says chocolate is an octave, a special octave, and mushrooms are trying to get back to the radiance of the sun. That
Octave.
kind of stuff. Yeah,
What is
like
octave?
a frequency. Like
Oh,
as in like
octave.
yeah, like a musical note or whatever. But he's talking about a spatial frequency kind of thing. There is a video.
Chocolate.
Yes. And he's the guy that gives medical
Can
advice.
we see it here? Can you pull it? Get off your Facebook. Jesus Christ, we are working.
We are working over here. Oh, he's a flat earther apparently then as well.
It's here. I need to check this flat earth, all of these things.
Oh,
because
dude, it's
I was like listening to
amazing.
some things, and I think that I need to. Do you know what? I want to understand what they're coming, where they're coming from. Like, I want to see like the conspiracy, because I didn't have a chance to like see what people are saying in the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that everybody's like, oh yeah, flat earth, but I haven't seen like them trying to prove their point. I just want to see like what it is about. I don't know.
It's amazing, man. It's actually amazing. That's him basically. Is a wolf artist. Psychotic ramblings about deer antlers, that kind of stuff. And
What is a
David
deer
Wolf,
antler?
um,
I know that I know this might sound a bit frustrating for people, but there's so many fucking English words tonight that I never heard.
the horns on a deer.
All right.
This is the one I was talking about. David Wolf, Avocado.
Psychotic rambling about deer antlers. So he's
Yeah.
ranting.
Yes, and here's him
About-
talking about chocolate. This is what I was talking about.
How many views does it have?
Huh?
How many views does this one have?
This one.
Or 10,000? Nobody knows him with 10,000.
175. Yeah, but those are only
How come
people.
did you know him?
That's because
you watch him?
See, I'm on a lot of sites against pseudoscience and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So that's why they fact check all the crap that comes out. And the thing is, people like him are extraordinarily dangerous, purely for the fact that what he will do is he will post fairly inane things, like harmless things, like a nice background with. Always make sure that make sure that your friends are, caring or whatever it is, and then you go and share that or even like his page without seeing the rest of the stuff on it. He says things like electricity like even doorknob electricity and all that kind of stuff is causing cancers, it's causing illnesses or whatever. Yet, oddly enough, he sells an electrotherapy pack for $300 or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? That kind of stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, he's
It's like Alex Jones selling the, you know, those pills
survival, whatever.
Like this is the best. Like this is the best pills that you can.
This is Alex Jones. Yeah, we're gonna make it real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drink some whiskey. And then I'm gonna tell you in which dimension we are. Okay.
yeah,
So-
exactly. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but there's 12 dimensions in here, and we're on the third dimension, right? Oh God.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
On what kind of drugs are these guys?
So listen to this then. All right, and see what you think. All right.
Chocolate lines up planetarily with the sun. Chocolate is an octave of sun energy. In fact, it's the energy of the center of the sun. It's a male energy that comes down off
What
the
the
sun,
fuck?
and it actually, out of all the plants, the cacao is right on line, target at the center of the sun, which we call in our body the
Cacao.
heart.
Yeah.
And actually, cacao's right up with the center of the sun, which is the center of the heart, which is called the sacred heart.
Fuck.
So the cacao is hitting that
You should use
frequency
this
of the
for
sacred
Cadbury's
heart.
Christmas ad
And
for
it's
next
in-
year.
See now,
Chocolate lines up.
This guy.
this
This
is
guy for real.
absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane, and this is why I know. Like I said, he makes medical claims. This is what the problem is. He turns around and he gives advice on what
why?
people with depression should do, what you should do with certain situations. Why shouldn't you get vaccinated? Why shouldn't you do whatever it
Do you know
is?
what happens then? Do you know all of these like detox smoothie videos? Then they catch this idea and they think it's like, oh well, there's like a bad quality video, so he seems to be legit. So I'm just going to remake it and make more clicks out of it. So they're just going to revamp the whole goddamn thing with a nicer video, nicer visual. So everybody thinks that it's like, oh yeah, well this seems to be legit. So I'm just going to
Exactly.
do the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. And the tactics that they use are really underhanded. Like I said, if you go to his Facebook page, it's some, like I said, some really boring, like really nice, inspiring stuff. People share it, but people he's got millions of followers on
But what will
Facebook.
be next?
And then when he puts out something else, people will be more inclined to say, he does say not to treat yourself with paracetamol or something like that to keep a fever down. Do you get what I'm saying?
crazy.
So it's absolutely insane. So that's why please check this kind of stuff. Don't just share it. And we were talking earlier before we started recording about like how unbelievably split the world has actually become, or democracy has become, because of social media. This is why I truly believe the comments that sometimes go under threads and what's being said, it's not like it's just personal attacks consistently.
Well, they put
And-
do you know sorry to jump in, but they put the the clock of apocalypse, or like whatever, like the measure, like
yes,
we are
yes.
again closer to 12,
Yeah.
since this is the closest that we ever got there since 1953. Again. So-
Again, apparently this happened in 1983, I think it was. So yeah, this is what's going on,
Yeah.
and it is truly splitting because this is again the echo chamber effect. You know, before the advent of social media, if you were inclined a certain way or if you had an idea, you would have to go to meetings, you would have to go sign up for newsletters or maybe email letters or whatever it is.
But would be
now
also,
you just
like,
go.
peer reviewed. Everything would be peer reviewed.
See, but not in these echo chambers because you join a Facebook. See,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know, like,
exactly.
everything will be peer reviewed, so there will be some review.
yes,
Just
but here
shit
it isn't.
going
You
on.
go,
Yeah.
you sit there in a Facebook group, and then you give fake, literally fake news, especially the Daily Mail and all that. Those absolute xenophobic fools, and the same with like. For example, what I know we said we won't generally won't discuss Trump, but one thing he did do was he posted 3 videos from Britain First, and saying like, "Oh, these are extremist attacks," but it actually is not true. Even the Dutch reporters and everything challenged these the administration guys or whatever
Which
on it.
ones? What do
There
you
was he posted from the on Twitter, of course, because he rules by Twitter. a Twitterocracy. He posted 3 videos from Britain First, and they showed alleged Islamic terrorist attacks, but it's actually not true at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were Dutch people. There's nothing to do with Islam, and like I said, it's
Oh,
just
there was
it's
in
fake.
Amsterdam this week,
Yeah.
no? Or yesterday, or something like that.
No. This is a while ago. The videos
Yeah.
themselves were old. Britain First is a British Nazi group. Yeah. So he legitimized them by posting it as a president of the US. He posted it on Twitter, and just now on Piers Morgan or on ITV, he said like, "Oh, if you want me to apologize, I didn't know who they were. I didn't know what those videos were about. But if you want me to apologize, I'll apologize." He had no intention whatsoever. He's playing to the common denominator.
Yeah.
But again, those videos were not Islamic terrorist attacks. So the point is, I'm not saying that there isn't. It's just the point is those videos were false information. They were literally fake news. So somebody who shouts fake news the most, but this divides people because this legitimizes it and this reinforces it. Then they're like, well, if our president says it, hell yeah. Then you join more groups, people that comment on it, and then they were like, yeah, I told you there's more attacks, I've got more statistics here, join our group. Then you go in, even though you might have been far right leaning or right leaning anyway. Then you go, and as we said earlier, you might be down the bar talking shit to your same-minded friends. You all, reaffirm each other's beliefs. Then you go home, and what used to be it then, like our exposure to other information, because of the way YouTube and Facebook algorithms work, the more you like and comment and watch something, the more it's tailored down to your preferences. So you start seeing right-wing ads, you start seeing right-wing political messages, you start seeing groups more likely to pop up based on your preferences. So instead of getting a counterpoint or counter-argument, you're literally falling more into the world. So you like after you're talking shit with your friends at the bar, you're like, yeah, all fired up. Then you go on to Facebook, and then you type in, and then all you get is right-wing Facebook feeds or Fox News feeds or whatever it is. And then you get reaffirmed. You pick up more fake stories. You go back to your friends at the bar and tell them, "Did you hear about these attacks that didn't happen?"
You don't
or
realize
whatever.
that it's actually it's coming to you because you kind of like pull it
Yes.
with all of your likes.
Yeah.
So it's not something that is actually happening in reality. That it would just come to you naturally.
Exactly. like a
But
normal.
this is like
you
it's-
stumbled on
it's
some
data.
news.
So like if I put
Yes.
hashtag under my ex, that okay, well, breakfast at Tiffany's, then everybody who will be, it will start to come to me because
It'll
it's
start
breakfast.
running.
Yeah.
The, the idea behind
This
the
is the thing that
algorithm
people
was
don't actually understand how networks
Yeah.
work and like how connections work.
how algorithms work.
So
The
they just think that, oh well, this is fucking universe is sending it over to me, It's like, oh.
Yeah, this is meant to be. This is what I want to see.
Yeah.
The idea probably behind it is if I go to YouTube and then type in cat videos, and then slowly the algorithm starts to learn, okay, you like cat videos, here's more cat videos, because it's just something tailored to your liking. But if you type in bullshit conspiracy theories or whatever, about chemtrails and whatnot, then this is exactly what happens,
will
my friend.
start to
This
roll.
is exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And
It's like me. Just try to type in street food. My whole YouTube, my whole YouTube is like
just street food.
street food and like how Japanese people make all of these like weird candies and shit like that. It's just
Yeah, so there
so
you
weird.
go.
Like,
But and this is where it gets dangerous. If it's conspiracy theories or anti-medical things or anti-science things or anti-political things, this is where it becomes a
see,
problem.
this is the thing because like you can delete your history on browser, right?
Yeah,
And you can
yeah.
start completely fresh on your browser, but you cannot do it on social media
No,
unless you start a new account.
I was just gonna say unless
And
you close an
and
account,
I
but it's
guarantee
all
you
locked
that
to your account.
if you would do the same thing on the same phone, you would see the same shit.
Same, yeah, of course,
Same
yeah.
shit because
It's somehow logged.
Yeah.
Or if you use the same name after the account was closed down, it's all connected, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all connected. And like I said, this has been doing damage. And as you can see, like you've seen how incensed the world is at the moment. And oddly enough, after all these elections, with the AfD in Germany, it's just in essence a Nazi party or whatever. Austria now, the FPÖ. Another far right party. Do you remember Le Pen nearly?
Yeah.
Holland was going to
Yeah,
split
we
off.
had also like
Yeah,
neo-Nazis
do you get what I'm
in
saying?
Slovakia,
And isn't it funny how it coincided with the proper propagation of social media? But then again, now it's all proven and it's very obvious that
Yeah.
Russia was throwing fake profiles on either side.
Yeah.
And you know what? Very interesting. I found a troll profile that automatically generated responses to certain things, and I went into the profile. They look kind of written as if they were. It could be like by someone who hasn't full grasp of English, maybe, but relatively to the point. But then when you look at the thing, it's like, studied in Barcelona. Whatever they did, they was in a different country or whatever, but it has something like, Amy, and quite an English sounding name. So
Yeah.
somebody you would assume would have a good grasp of English, but they're all very politically charged. Very interesting. So that was actually a troll account. It was a real troll
So
account.
weird.
Very interesting. And I hadn't come across one. And this is what's happening as well. And people realize this, then they start arguing against it. Then the troll bot writes something back, even more politically inflamed. Then other people rush to that troll's defense, saying, "Yeah, you spoke up. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. The white people are under attack here." That kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is the thing, because like
It fires it up.
it's two things. It's the content, but also like the how people perceive it. So content is one thing. So you can, probably you are unable to kind of like control that, but how it's being given to you, and the tone and all of this.
Yeah.
There's no way how to understand. Like, let's say if you're texting with someone, right?
Yeah.
They might say it in a funny way. You might perceive it in a, okay, well, you are insulting me, or this is
yeah.
like how I read it in my mind might be completely different how you read it in your mind.
Misconstrued. Yeah.
So unless, like, this is what I don't get. Like, why do people start to argue online? I just don't get it, because like if you want to argue with someone, let's have a conversation about it, you and me, four eyes, and that's it. But to start to argue about something online does not make any sense, because either is like you don't know what people mean by that. You don't know how they mean it in the terms of like whether it's negative, whether they are making fun of you, or like, because if someone is trolling in the real life, you realize it very fast that someone is trolling.
Yeah.
It's super
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah,
just
exactly,
from
yeah.
facial expressions. Not a lot of people are able to kind of like fake
And do you know
the
what?
way how they
It's
it's
if somebody
body
trolled
language.
in real life, it's quite an odd statement to make. So if we're all having a political discussion all of a sudden, and somebody says, "Do you know what? All foreigners should be deported," just like that, all of a sudden into a political discussion, everyone at the table would be like, "Wow, what?" That's a really strong thing to say, and you can challenge them right there. and then.
Yeah.
But if you, like you said, if you have it's difficult to comprehend on
Yeah.
a troll. Okay, sometimes you can see it; it's quite obvious. But if you have extreme points of view that are real on both sides, and then someone and a lot of trolls, like they just make one statement, and everybody gets fired up, reinforcing their own beliefs, and that's why these troll bots are. These hundreds of thousands of
this is-
accounts,
this-
it fires something up. So you can then turn around. You're on a thread. It might be a news article. A president talks about immigration rule, and the bot can actually read or picks out keywords and then just says all foreigners out. You know what that does?
Yeah.
It puts petrol on the discussion.
Yeah.
People then come in going, "Yeah, totally agree, America,"
Yeah.
and then someone else comes in, and then from the left, and it's
You
just
can-
insane.
But you can so see, like, for example, now there were like presidential elections that ended up now in Czech Republic, and you can still see how much like normal media is actually trying to manipulate people. That there was the previous president was again in the second round, and there was a new guy. But all of the media, you could literally see like how the media wants to push the new guy, and you could clearly see that there was the current president is like a politician for like ages.
Yeah, career product.
From my perspective, I think that he's he's a bit probably right wing a bit, but I think that he's like super smart. The other guy is also, so the other guy was like a director of the science like consortium of like Czech Republic, of like the highest academy of like social and science things. But when you look at him and you look at the politician, you kind of like think it's like, well, the way you guys speak, he sounds a bit kind of like realer to me. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the politician, or I don't know if it's the way that he learned in those years that he knows how to say things and he feels more comfortable of like
how
like
to appeal.
public speaking and all of that. And he has really like very detailed thoughts, like when he speaks, right? And then you have a scientist there who might have been a good president also, but then you look at him and it's like, come on, man. You can clearly see that there's like a just media want to get rid of the old guy and replace him by whoever. So, but this guy still believes that it's actually, oh yeah, well, you know, a lot of people actually want me to be in like the political scene and like to stay to so I continue on in the politics or whatever. And you kind of like sit back and you're like, no, actually they don't want you, they just want him away. So because you are the only choice, so of course they'll be voting for you.
They want the old out by any means necessary.
But I don't even understand why there's like why there's a 2-round system for presidential elections. I don't get it.
You have
we have the same thing in Slovakia. We have the same. There's the same thing in Czech. I think French, Germans have it also. Probably here. I'm not 100% sure about here, but it's so weird. Like, if you have 8 candidates and there is a winner of the first round. Why do you need another reassurance?
What the fuck do you need
that
another round for?
Oh, okay, well, he won by 28%. He won, like, I don't know, he had 28%. So now, we'll go ahead and then we will just take, again, the same amount of people. We'll pay twice to people to actually control everything for 2 weekends. We'll take 2 weekends away from people. So we'll be like, oh, yeah, so, yes, he was the winner. Where do you do this? So there's the Super Bowl.
Just to be sure.
So let's do the Super Bowl, right? No, well, well, in Ireland you do it with like all of the GA and hurling finals because you have like 8 of them, where everybody's like, oh yeah, well he had like a red card, and then they wanted to have they played. It was a draw, so let's have another final.
It's literally another
There's
game.
like 10 fucking finals in like hurling. It's just ridiculous. So it's like eventually having Super Bowl. And it's like, well, Seahawks won, and then you will be like, did they?
Did they?
But did they really?
Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Could they do better, or could they lose? Well, let's just play another game. It's just so weird. Weird.
But yeah, there's absolutely no doubting that social media has had an effect. If you look at all the European countries, the US, whatever it is, that unchecked news is completely. It's skewing information and it's skewing people's biases, and people don't bother because they it's literally people hear what they want to hear. So that's why on Snopes, PolitiFact, or whatever it is, like there's easier ways to get around it, to actually check your news, and like things like Daily Mail or whatever it is, like they have an agenda too, of course. That's not to say that other news outlets don't. It's just you can fact check these bits of information, but nobody does. And giving out false information and whatever, that's, well, people can be affected by it, especially if it's medical bad advice. But the whole like to shift political views, that's big damage. So I really think we're in infancy at the moment now to deal with this social media, this new form of connectedness. I really do think that we haven't learned how to speak that language yet.
Yeah.
But if you look at the commentary or whatever, generally speaking, it's an absolute shithole. And like you said with the comments as well, arguing with somebody.
No pun intended.
What?
No pun intended with shithole.
Wait, what did I say?
Well,
did I pun?
No. No, you say it's a complete shithole. Well, Trump had like a backlash of calling.
Oh
some
yeah,
countries
exactly.
It's like no pun intended.
Exactly. So, again, the whole thing is having an argument online is stupid. If you say something or make a claim or share something that makes a claim and I refute it, that's not particularly an argument because there is proof against the claim. But having a political argument online, unless it's an actual discussion, is stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? if you share something
Yeah,
like, for example,
I stopped actually having like.
I don't know. I gave up on that.
discussions.
The only thing I follow up on now.
Not even on social media and like
No.
real life. It's just
No. The only thing I do is I follow false claims. That's something.
Yeah.
And like I said, and that's not an argument. That's literally like, you posted this. This is actually literally wrong. Here is the evidence.
Yeah.
Multiple times. Like this is simply how it is. It's not made up. It's not an argument. It's simply like, nope, that's not true. You know.
it's crazy.
Right, guys. Well, here we are again. Thank you very much for listening in. We'll be back soon.
Listen. Listen. Next time.
Well, yeah.
Alright.
Like, subscribe, share,
Sure.
send some love, and we'll be getting back to you very, very soon.
And all the best in 2018.
Yeah. New start, new year, new
New
you.
me. Don't go to the
New
gym
bullshit.
because you will just pay again, like for no reason. don't
That's
drink
free.
don't drink smoothies because then you will just like don't do any fucking detox. Don't.
Yeah, fuck your detox. There's no
If you-
such thing as
don't
detox.
set goals. If you want like achieve something, to just start to work on it, and then
Just do it.
there are no. Like, everybody's like, hey, are you working on your like New Year's resolutions or whatever they're called? No, just
It's a temporal
just keep going.
calendar
Just keep
switch.
working on something that you are already working on. It doesn't
Exactly.
need to be always something new that you are working on.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
Like once you finish something, then start to work on something. But you know, New Year's resolutions just like I don't know who even came up with that shit. I know. Shops. Because first they tried to sell you all of the food, and then they tried to sell you all of the fucking yoga mats.
All the fucking
All
exactly.
Silvercrest, the blenders, and all of that shit, and then
That is it.
I don't know what the farmers are doing also with all of the like they're like, Jesus Christ, oh Mary, just finish that fucking turkey because we need to make some, so, you know, we need to grow some kale real quick.
Brilliant.
It's crazy. All right,
All right,
see you
guys.
Bye.
Love you. Thank you for listening to the Run Boys again. Like and subscribe and share and whatnot.
Bye.
By the way, it's really good to see you again.
Yeah. You too.
Been a long time.
You managed to listen to the Rum Boys talk on Random Urban Memories. Just like and subscribe where you can on all platforms.